Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m., October 8th. Welcome to my channel. So the markets yesterday were a mixed bag. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna show you why. Let me put up the internals window here. Now this changed a little bit. Okay, this just changed. Give me a sec here while I pull this up. Um, so right here, okay, tech earlier in the day. I probably should get a screenshot I had from the earlier in the day. Was green. It was up like over 50%. Nvidia semis were strong, okay? And then you had financials weak. Healthcare wasn't weak either. This was early on. So you could see here, this is the market open. See how these internals were above zero? It wasn't that, the market was mixed. But then as it got weaker, right, and Nvidia hit 130, that's when the market reversed basically. So just wanted to show you guys that. Um, so yeah, this market came down, but what did it do? It came back down to the balance lows of this range. So no change has really happened. And then in the overnight, we went lower, but then now we're back into the middle of chop. So this market is just balancing, and buyers and sellers are not getting anywhere. There's no follow through in the market. And I was talking about this yesterday. I believe what I believe right now is that the market is kind of doesn't want to be holding a bag before the election. Okay, we only got about a month, so I think we will move. We will move from here, and it's going to be a big one. October seasonally is bearish, but forget about that. It's usually volatile, and the VIX right now is at 22. The volume is good right now, so I expect to have wide ranges. We are just in this big range. Okay, we're in a big range, and that's what's going on really. So, yeah, price action can make you seem like, oh my God, we just sold off, but we're right back into the balance. See, so nobody wants to get overly short. No one wants to be overly long. I don't feel like big money is going into anywhere. Okay, you can feel it with the sectors, the way they're moving. It's just a mixed bag. There's not a consensus. Like yesterday, Nvidia was literally skyrocketing, but then you had Meta, Google all selling off. So that usually that's not really the case to have the tech be disjointed like that. Crazy. And then financials, well, like Berkshire Hathaway, the largest holding of financials, took a nosedive yesterday. So it's just a lot of push and pull, basically, what I'm saying. That's my little introduction for you guys there. So my name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the markets, along with supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the preceding day. That's how I look at the market. That's my edge. That's how I come up with my game plans. Okay. And hopefully you enjoy my content, right? You can join me every day at 8:10 a.m. Have a cup of coffee, have some tea, drive to work. You want to know what's going on, what happened yesterday in the markets. You want to know what's going on today, right? You want to know what's going on with the market news today, right? What's leading, what's lagging, what's in the news, what's in the economic calendar, right? So that's what we do here, or that's what I do here. Then we go over some daily charts, right? And I said we're in a big balance range. We'll go over that. And then usually I call it the main event at 8:30 a.m. That's where I analyze the NASDAQ and the ES futures. That's where I come up with my game plans for long and short trade scenarios. Okay? I do that live. I don't do this previous. I do it live. I have enough experience that I just do it live, the game plan. And that's my blueprint for the market open. Now when the market opens, okay, when the market opens, the data nobody knows. Nobody knows what's going to be strong. Nobody knows, right? So then that's where my day trades come in, and hopefully, you guys can. I make educational videos on my day trades of why I take them, the criteria, okay, and you can see them on my X. That's at Gonzo719. You can also see them on my YouTube shorts. Okay, check them out. I feel like they're very educational. All right, and you can always leave a comment, ask a question. Okay, and you can follow me on TikTok at Gonzo719Trader. All right, and hopefully you don't have to do it now. Wait a little bit. You can smash the like button for me. All right, that'd mean a lot. And I think we can get right into the futures watch list right now, right, and see what's moving, right? See what's moving. All right, so let's get into it. Who's our leader today? We got the NASDAQ. Now remember, that dropped yesterday. We closed by the lows yesterday, the lower third of the session. So we're moved up a little bit. So that's why you're going to see some positive numbers, okay? I wouldn't get too excited. So Nasdaq's up 0.44, ES up 0.38, gold is up 0.19. 10-year yield is over 4%. I feel like this is putting some weight on the market again. And now remember, bonds, right, were being bought up, anticipation for rate cuts. Now guess what? Unemployment went down and we added way more jobs than we thought. Well, now the bond market taking some profit, and maybe the Fed's not aggressive now. You're not going to get those big cuts. So that's what's going on there. All right. Now, you got the Dow is up 0.10. Russell is the sensitivity to the 10-year yield is the only up 0.09. The dollar's flat. 30-year bonds being sold down 0.18. Ether down 0.33. Silver's down 1.15. That's the volatile metal. Silver's that little volatile metal. Okay. Bitcoin down 1.27. That's not really. I mean, that moves, but then it goes back down, right? Crude. Crude was on fire. It's pulling back now, down 2.15% this morning. All right, VIX is down 2.78%, but we're at a 22 VIX. That's fear, folks. And I feel like this is going to be elevated through the election. Okay, through the election. Moving on to the Mag 7 Plus. Let's see what's moving markets here. Now, NVIDIA. Okay, NVIDIA. All right, so it went up to 130 yesterday. I mean, it went up. Let's see where it went. Went up to 130.64 yesterday. Okay, 130.64. Now there's new news out that Foxconn, Apple's manufacturer, is going to be building a facility in Mexico, and it's going to be using NVIDIA chips. So, I mean, you can't get any more positive news there, right? Tesla, I believe, got an upgrade today, or price target raise. I can't remember, but that's why that's up 0.95. So, if you didn't hear me, NVIDIA is up 1.7%. So, it's a monster. Tesla up 0.95. AMD up 0.72. Meta's up 0.68. Now, Meta took a nice little fall yesterday. Okay. Amazon down 0.6. That also went down yesterday. Apple. All right. Apple is up 0.59. Broadcom up 0.53. Like I said, we went down yesterday and we've bounced. That's why these are up. All right. So, like I said, don't get too excited. Let's see here. Who's lagging here? Microsoft, I believe, got a downgrade. Okay. Coinbase is down 0.6. That's because of Bitcoin. Okay. Moving on. Top sectors. McDonald's got an upgrade. All right. They are up 0.49. Ooh. Let me go back here. They are up 0.49, followed by Uber up 0.40, followed by Salesforce up 0.33, followed by United Healthcare up 0.27. Now, Humana got an upgrade today. That stock's been beaten down. They got an upgrade, so that's probably why you're getting some love in United Healthcare. All right. Now, let's go to some laggards here. Now, PepsiCo had poor guidance from their earnings. They lowered their guidance. So they were down more earlier. They're down 1 to 166, down 1.56 this morning. Chevron, all right, pulling back with crude, down 1.07. Qualcomm actually got a downgrade. They're down 1.16, followed by Exxon with crude's going down 1.29. So CAT rounding out the bottom here, down 1.32. Not really sure why CAT is down. That's one I don't know why. We might find out later. Let's go to the swing trade list. Let's see what's moving on here. Okay. DocuSign. I saw DocuSign is going to get added to, I think, the small cap S&P 500, S&P 600, I believe. They're getting added. So, Affirm got an upgrade. So DocuSign's up 5.77%, followed by Affirm up 5.26. Super Computers, interesting. I think I saw news on them earlier, so we'll get back to that. They're up 4.8%. Remember, they had a split, so they're only $50 a share now. Donald Trump stock up 3.15. Honeywell, I believe this is Honeywell, up 1.8. Tilray up 2.1.21, and Palantir up 1%. Now let's go to laggards. Alibaba. Now here's the thing about China. I saw China was on a holiday, okay? And they came back and their index shot down big time. Big time. Okay, so that's why you have Baba down 6.31%. Same with Wynn, right? Casino in China. Same with the Las Vegas Sands Casino. They're all down because the Hang Seng index was down big time today. Okay. Now Alcoa's down 3.12. That's aluminum. Roblox down 2.37. Occidental Petroleum pulling back with crude. Canada Goose down 1.56. Devon Energy down with crude, down 1.41. Bitcoin ETF down with Bitcoin. Mara is a mining stock. They're down 1.19 with Bitcoin. Hess, an energy stock. MGM, another China casino, down 1.09. American Express down 1.03. And then ConocoPhillips Energy down 0.75. That's what's going on there. Okay, we will go back now. Top sectors. Now we'll go to the guts, folks. We go to the guts. This is what moves markets, all right? This is what I look at every day. I analyze this, okay? XLK, the largest weighted sector in the S&P 500, is up 0.50. Like I said, we were down a lot, so now this is just back to the middle of the balance, the chop suey, the choppy, chop city, whatever you want to call it. That's where we're at now. So I won't look into it being up much. So, but it is, all right? Followed by financials. That is the second largest weighted sector in the S&P 500, up 0.42. Semis up 0.41. Utilities up 0.34. Now the utilities pulled back yesterday. Okay. Now is there a laggard? Basic materials down 0.23. Energy, crude pulled back pretty much. So energy's maybe some profit taking happening there. All right. Maybe take a breather. It's just made a big move and needs a little rest. All right. That's what's going on with sectors. We're going to look at the economic calendar now. Let's do that and see what economic calendar news, updates, upgrades, downgrades. We'll look at those together. All right. So today, Fed Kugler already spoke. These 830s don't really mean much. Balance of trade exports in this RCM tip economic optimism index. I don't think that's going to move markets either. But you had Fed Bostic talking at 12:45 p.m., 4 p.m. market close. Fed Collins. You have API in crude. The American Petroleum Institute puts out their numbers at 4:30 p.m. Then you have Fed Jefferson speaking at 7:30. All right. Tomorrow you got a bunch of Fed speak and FOMC minutes. Okay. Bunch of Fed speak tomorrow. All right. Now let's look at the juice. Let's look at the juice here, and I just want to see where it says the Hang Seng. It should mention it. I'm surprised it's not mentioning it here. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I should have said it here. I know I just saw it. I know I had it in email. Usually it mentions the China market here. All right, never mind. But just take my word for it. China market fell significantly. Okay, let's look at some news here. All right, let's make sense of this. Honeywell stock rose 3% after the Wall Street Journal reported that the conglomerate was planning to spin off its advanced materials business. All right, Google stock rose 0.3 despite Google unit being ordered by a judge to reconfigure its Android operating system. PepsiCo, there it is. Stock fell 1.2% after the soft drinks giant reported third quarter earnings that beat analyst expectations, reported third quarter revenue which fell short of estimates. Supermicrocomputers. All right, this is why it's moving up. Stock rose 2.8%, extending recent gains after the server manufacturer reported a significant increase in graphics processing unit shipments, driven by the growing demand for artificial intelligence capabilities. All right, here we go. Stock fell. Alibaba stock fell 7.9. JD stock slipped 10%. Bilibili stock slumped 15%, with U.S. listed Chinese companies sliding as optimism over China's stimulus measures waned. Right, that's the Hang Seng market going down. All right, so Qualcomm stock fell 1.3% after the chipmaker published a security advisory addressing vulnerabilities found in its product. Here's DocuSign. All right, it's the mid cap. All right, stock rose 5.5 after the S&P Dow Jones Indices said that the e-signature company would join the S&P Mid Cap 400 index before trading. All right, Affirm stock rose 4.6 after the BTIG upgraded its stance on the fintech company to buy from neutral, with it, while American Express stock fell 0.7 as BTIG cut it to a sell. To a sell. All right, now moving on to more news. All right, we talked about PepsiCo. Let's see. GM seeks to ease investor concerns as EV growth slows. General Motors will seek to soothe shareholders' worries on Tuesday that lagging demand for electric vehicles and perceived peak demand for gasoline-powered trucks will create a rough road ahead for the automaker. Boeing still striking union to continue negotiation Tuesday. All right, let's see what else here is in the news. Like I said, if I mentioned it already, I'm not going to repeat it. Let's see. Here's the NVIDIA news. Okay, NVIDIA Corp. Foxconn is building in Mexico the world's largest manufacturing facility for bundling NVIDIA's GB200 superchips, a key component of the U.S. firm's next-generation Blackwell family computing platform. Senior executives at the Taiwanese company said NVIDIA said in August that it had started shipping Blackwell samples to its partners and customers after tweaking its design, and it's expected several $billion in revenue from these chips in the fourth quarter. There you go. That's all you need for NVIDIA. Okay. Now, Uber, the company will roll out an AI assistant powered by the OpenAI's technology to help drivers transition to electric vehicles as part of its efforts to lower emissions. The ride-hailing company has advocated a shift to EVs for several years and has pledged $800 million to support its drivers' partners switching entirely to EVs by 2040. Okay. All right. Now, Tesla news. Tesla's Musk heads to Hollywood to unveil his robotaxi and face a long list of questions. Tesla faces a watershed moment on Thursday when CEO Elon Musk takes the stage at the Warner Brothers Hollywood studio to unveil much delayed the plans for a robotaxi, a project that has reignited the electrical vehicle makers' stock despite cooling expectations for EV growth. All right, here's Humana. Now, see, Humana got up. RBC cut its target price. But then there's also an upgrade for Humana. Looks like United Parcel Service, UPS, cut target price from 140 to 144. All right, let's go to upgrades, downgrades now, and let's see what's going on here. All right, here's upgrades. Affirm. I talked about Humana. Remember, I talked about they got an upgrade even though they just got a price target cut. So market perform to outperform. There's their upgrade. All right, downgrades. American Express, talked about that, right? Bud, Anheuser-Busch got a downgrade. CME Group got a downgrade. Microsoft, there's the downgrade from outperform to market perform. So interesting, Microsoft got a downgrade, but that's why Microsoft is down a little bit. It's not up. Qualcomm, we talked about that, downgrade, right? Overweight to sector weight. Now, let's go to initiations. Initiations, we got Abbott Laboratories out of outperform. Okay, what else here? CrowdStrike out of neutral. Datadog at outperform. What else here? Cloudflare initiated at underperform. Ooh, underperform, huh? All right, price target changes. Let's go to we'll go to target raises first. Why is there no target raises in here? That's interesting. All right, I guess we're not having target raises here. But we've already talked about a bunch of this already. We're already kind of included that already. I think we just go into daily charts now. All right. I don't know. Rosita here today. I'm not sure. She's a busy woman. Not sure who's joining me today. All right. Well, I think a couple people are here. So you're returning, welcome. If you're new, welcome. All right. We're going to get right into the daily charts, okay? Right into the daily charts. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. Here we are. Rosita's here. Good morning, Chief. All right, let's look at those daily charts together. Not a lot to glean from these daily charts. The market is just indecisive right now. Let's zoom in here. Here's the SPY, okay? So we got this balance low, and let's just call it 565 to 566, okay? Bunch of support here. Now remember, these orange lines right here are last week's highs and lows. So we're still within last week's range, okay? Here's the previous week's range, right? So we close within the range. And look at this. We almost hit the 20-day simple moving average. I'll count that as you're hitting it, okay? So what do? We opened here, went up a little bit, and came all the way down, okay? Look at this move. This looks bullish, right? Well, guess what? Boom. That's what I'm saying. You're not getting follow through. Look at all this. You couldn't break this resistance here. Look, you can't break these lows. It's just, like I said, I believe no one wants to hold the bag before the election. All right, so where are we at now? We are at 569. Let's call it 65. 569, 65. Of course, Jesus. Every day we open up in the middle of range, which is just a horrible place to open up. That's where we are, in the middle of yesterday's range. Let's look at futures. See right here, price is right here, and look at this friggin' balance. I mean, like I said, 57.30 is basically the lows, all the way up to about 58.22, call it 58.30 in the futures. We're just going back and forth, back and forth. Hit the 20-day simple moving average right here in futures yesterday. All right, moving on to the Qs. All right, look at the Qs. The Qs really faked everybody out. Look at this. Oh my God, right here, breaking out. Oh my God, we're breaking out. Oh my God, we just did it. Down, down, down. Then you go up with this hammer, and then we're back down. Here's last week's highs and lows. Okay, right in the middle of last week's highs and lows. All right, opened here, went up, and went all the way down to here. Okay, now where are we at now? 483.80. 483.80. We're right in the middle of yesterday's range. Like I said, horrible location. Horrible. Okay, right back to the middle of yesterday's session. So it's almost like nothing happened. It's like we didn't sell off. We didn't go up. Right? You get the theme, what I'm saying, right? So here's the futures. Now let's look at the futures. So we got a lows of like 198. Let's see, 198.25. We got highs at about 202. Let's call it 202.70. Okay, that's the playground. And look at these wicks. Wick, 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 wick. You get the buying excess at these lows, right? But you can't get higher. It's just a balancing market, which makes, when you're in a balancing market, it makes everything fight each other, right? Because we're not in consensus. Not everything's just going up, right? Yesterday, Nvidia was skyrocketing, and you had Meta, Google, like Tesla, Amazon, like going down. So the XLK was like fighting with each other, right? It was interesting yesterday, but makes it hard to trade too, because there's no like push, and you don't get good follow through. Yes, yesterday you did get good follow through on the downside, right? But that downside was not an easy just short from where it went. So it's very difficult. So, all right, that is that. All right, let's go over to our triple head monster. Let's talk about that bond market, which is rising above 4 point. Look at this friggin' bond market. All right, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. All the way up now to 4.04 yield. Getting ready to hit this 100-day moving average. We'll have to see what happens here. Remember, the Fed is cutting. Inflation is going down. Disinflation, very important. Disinflation. Disinflation does not mean prices get lowered. It means the rate of speed of inflation is slowing. It doesn't mean prices. That's where, you know, it's a sleight of hand trick when you hear people say inflation's down. Prices are not down. It's just the speed of inflation has slowed. It doesn't mean it's down. It's a very different. Deflation and disinflation are two different things. Okay? So that's a political three-card money when they talk about we've lowered inflation. They didn't have not. Okay? That's political. That's just like a trick. Let's move on to our dollar. And that dollar's risen too. So look at that dollar. It's doing what the yield's doing. All right. Remember, we were in this range. We popped out of it, right? That could only mean our friend, the euro, is going down. There you go. Euro's down at support, right? The yen probably down as well. There you go. There's the yen. So we have to see here. Okay, what happens? Now let's go to our third head of that monster is the VIX. Now our VIX is showing us fear. Let's zoom in a little more here. We are getting fear, folks. 22 VIX is nothing to shake at. All right, remember, the VIX is 30 days out of fear. A 16 VIX is a 1% expected move, plus or minus. Now yesterday, you wouldn't know we were at a 20 VIX. In the beginning of the day, it was horrible. It was like watching paint dry. And I'm like, this is a 20 VIX? And then guess what? It reared its head when it broke a key level and just flushed down. Then you got your volatility. All right, but until then, it was horrible. Okay? All right, that's the VIX. That's your triple-headed monster now. All right, now we go to the main event. The pay-per-view. The main event. I think that's when a little more people come in here because they know the main event's happening. They don't want to hear me blab in the beginning, huh? All right. Let's get this set. Let's go to it. Boom. There's the main event. Let's do it. This is where all the plans are made. Okay. What a chop fest this is. Really something. Really something is chop fest. We'll make this bigger. Okay. All right, folks. Let's look at this together. Maybe make it a little smaller here. All right, so let's go structure. Now, remember, nothing I look at anymore, I need it. Do I need this? No. But it's a tool that I don't have to think about anything. That's what I have on my charts, right? So let's look at the rolling profile here. You got excess here, and you got value area, and you got a little bit of excess down here from the overnight and these little days, okay? Pretty much balance. Now, we're still in ultimate balance, right? So here's our value area. This area is our value area. Price is here. 57.67. Okay. Now, these levels are moving around a little bit because there's so much trading. Look at this is the month, this is the last 30 days profile, this orange. Look at just all this volume that's like poking out here. You see this? It's just like all trading volume has been so much in this area. Okay, usually it looks like this. It doesn't look like this, like stalagmites or stalactites, whatever they're called. It usually doesn't look like that. That just shows you this chop suey, right? It shows you the chop suey. And look what we did yesterday. Okay, look what we did. We opened. So in the overnight, like I said, horrible trade location. We opened, and look what we did for. Oh my God, this was so painful. Ugh. And then finally, boom, single prints. And we went down, closed here, right? Then the overnight, we pushed down right to where we close here. Look to the left, 57.25 in the futures. Okay. And then guess what? Bought. So now we're back in the middle of chop suey. This is where we are now. right? So it's just not a great place to be, all right, at all. We're in the middle of our most traded price of the week and the most traded price of the month. You're in the middle of them. That is chop suey, chop city. Okay. Now, what can we glean from any kind of level? Okay. What can we glean from any kind of level? There's not a lot. Okay. But we know we have a weak low at 57.25. This is defense for bulls, and they have defended it. Look at these lows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times that's been bought up there. All right. Now, the next time we come down there, do we break through it? I don't know. Right now, it says it's like, nope. Okay. So 57.25. Write it down in the ES. Okay. Now, to the upside. What's been a resistance, right? Let's call it 58. 58.10 to 58.08 up here. That's been resistance. That's our playground. 58.08 to about 57.25. So this has been our playground. Okay. So it's just like I said, you got to see, right? We got new demand here. So now we're back in the chop suey. So basically, what are we going to do today? Do we go above this most traded price of the month and find acceptance? Don't know. Do we go below 57.25 and find acceptance? I don't know. Or do we hold it, test it, and go back to the middle? Do we hold this and test it and go back to chop suey? I don't know. Okay? I really don't. And you just had horrible trade location. Oh my God, it's so bad. Okay. Now, let's go. Now, inventory is in the middle. There's the mid of this session. That's where we open. So you have equal long, equal short. That is not an edge. Okay? It's not an edge. Now, let me maybe come back on that. It's not an edge for a quick fade, but we know we have longs down here. So you're not 100% net short, but you are 100% net long from this low. And we can separate this overnight session here. We could even make it thicker here. Let's go thicker right there. So let's see. This was the low right here, put in very early. So I can say this could be vulnerable now because look, you have longs from here, defended here, and we moved up. So you do have liquidity here to just hurt to go down. Okay, so you do. I take that back. Take that back. Okay. Okay. So let's go into scenarios. Okay. Let's do the scenarios. And we're gonna start with, let's see, we're in chop suey, so it could be either or. I'm actually gonna start with the bear today. Okay. So where are we at? Here's the overnight lows. Oh, here's the overnight highs. Okay. Here's yesterday's highs. Here's yesterday's lows. Here's yesterday's midpoint. We're in yesterday's midpoint. 50% of yesterday's session is called the midpoint. Horrible lit trade location. Okay. That's where we're at. Okay. So what I'm looking for today, we got supply. All right. And the most traded price of the month and the most traded price of yesterday up here. This area, I want to see if bears defend it. Okay, I want to see if bears defend that. If you want to even see even more parity, I want to show you something. This is this week's VWAP, week to date. Look at the flat, and look at this month's VWAP, October. Look at this VWAP from October, flat. That's just another showing you how balanced we are. And we're right in the middle of them right now. So I'm just showing you that. All right, get back to scenarios. So this is what I said. I said I want to see what bears do here. What do we do if price comes up here? Does it get defended? Right? Now, this is where this is important, right? You know you have longs from here, and you possibly still have longs here. They didn't get hurt. So if we do manage to work our way into this area, the, what you want to look for is that they either you get resistance here, lower high, and you can try to move back down and see if you can test the overnight lows. Yesterday's lows of 57.34. Let's see what we can do. Then you make your way down to 57. Okay. Remember the week low of 57.25. Right. Now the other thing you can look at. Okay. I want to make sure nothing's perfect. So if we come up here, we could do a little whoop real quick. People think we're going. If you don't find acceptance up there and you come under it, hold, this plays out. Okay. That plays out. You do have more supply overhead up here. Okay, so it could even dip into here and come off. Okay, but I'll be honest with you. If we find acceptance above this level, that level is 57.78, I'm not sure I really want to be looking short. So I really, it has to dip, it has to come in here real quick and come through here. Okay, because you got to think about structure. You got to think about structure. Picture this as ultimate balance. Above it, bullish. Below it, bearish. Okay. Now, let's go to some long scenario here. All right. So we're in the middle of chop suey, which is not where I want to be. Okay. I don't want to be there. So what do I want to see? This wouldn't be a favorite, but I have to put it here. Okay. Number one would be maybe you push into here, come down, and let's say we come into this demand. And let's say the market isn't really that weak. It's just kind of having a liquidation break. If it catches itself here, lower high, you can start working your way back. Try to work your way through chop suey, right? And it's going to be tough, but you could pop above here, break through the supply, hold it, find acceptance, and maybe try to test that week high of 58.08. But see how much supply? This is all supply, right? It's crazy, okay? So that right there, okay? Now you can break those up. So we could definitely just do this. Boop, hold. If the market's strong, you might want to look long, okay? But if you get this pullback, I'd rather get the pullback to get some liquidity that I can feel the pain when I go long here, okay? That's about probably all I'm looking for. That's about all I'm looking for. Now, one other level to note here, okay? One other level to note. As you can see, this is a POC. That just means the most time spent. That's 57.45. Right here, I'd want to see this defended as well. So if we come down here and that gets defended, you can move up. Okay? It's the POC. It's the most time spent at a price here. Okay? Want to see if that can be supportive as well. If you lose that, you got longs in here, you probably go lower. Okay? That's your ES, folks. Let's move over to the NASDAQ. Okay? Let's move over to the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ is just, oh my God, it's a sea of high volume nodes. Okay? Look at this. Now, these blue boxes are high volume nodes that I marked off. And there's a lot of them. And that just tells me the chop. That just tells me people are agreeing at price here. It is, and that's tough to move through it. That is not easy. So picture those as roadblocks. They are not easy to move through. Okay? So when I look at that, I'm like, oh God. It makes for tough trading. Because no day is trending. I mean, look, we dropped down yesterday and we're already back to balance. I mean, it's just crazy. Okay, so let's look at this structure, right? Look at this profile. Balanced, right? Look at value area right here, and where's price? Right in the middle of value. Chop city. Oh God. Stinks when you're in markets like this. It's very hard to trade it because you get so many mixed signals. Like yesterday, I was like, oh my God, I just need something to happen here, right? This is why. This is why I mentioned the sectors yesterday. They're all over the place. Okay? All right. So we got our structure. We know we're in the middle of balance. Horrible location. Okay? Horrible location. But the Nasdaq's giving us just clean levels. Okay? Very clean levels. All right. So yesterday opened, boop. Like I said, look at all that volume that was there. And then boom, you got single prints right here. Yesterday's session went down here, closed here. Then you have open this much long to this much short, okay, in the overnight. We're in the middle, just like ES, of yesterday's session right now. Horrible location, okay? Now, when I say that, if you're a scalper, you can ignore me. But like me, I don't want to be in chop. I know to avoid chop. It's like, I can't be in there. It doesn't make sense. Can you make money on it? And you can be like, this guy said it was chop and I made money. Fine. But I'd go with the probability of chop. You're going to sit there and be like, oh my God, what the heck am I in? Right? And you're going to pray not to get stopped out. All right? I don't want to be in that position. Okay? So we still are in ultimate balance. And what's that level? 201.50, 201.50 right here. Price is below that. Price is below that. So that's bearish. We are at a high volume node. Right? So that's acting as a little bit of a wall. So, but like I said, it's still in the middle of this and this. So it's still a chop suey. All right. Let's look if there's any levels. What's our key level here? Okay. We do have, I would say, from 199.02 to about 198.33. So this area. See, bulls defend it, right? You got a demand zone right here that's been hit in the overnight and got bought. Okay, so this area. Can you defend the bulls again? I would probably say they do, unless there's some kind of catalyst, right? And now this area here, this 202.50, so 202.63, let's call it that weak high. The bears have just defended this area, right? So what are we doing? This is what we're looking at, folks. This is what we're doing. Boom, 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 right? Until we're not. Okay? So, very similar situation, all right? Balanced that we are in the ES. Okay? And we have the most traded price of the month and yesterday and the week up here. It's a monster level. All right? 201.50, write it down. It's the monster level, ultimate balance in the NASDAQ. Okay? So, how are we going to make these plans now, right? Because nuanced levels, I gave you the balance lows, balance highs, right? The nuanced level here, okay, we have a weak high at 201, I think that's 87, right? Right here. Got supply, you got the ultimate balance level, right there. Sellers got to defend that, all right, along with this as well, at 202.50. A lot of overhead supply, okay? Now, let's get into scenarios. I can get out of here. You guys can go about your day. All right. We're going to start off with the bearish view. All right. So we know we have ultimate balance. That level is 201.50. We have supply here. Sellers, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when you come up here? Okay. It's a big supply zone. So I want to see how we react to this level. And it's never perfect. We could do this. We can do this, right? Well, not that. Let's do this again. This level. I want to see if we bottom line is I don't want to see acceptance over this level. I don't want to see time spent over that level. If we come up, fine. If we come under it, okay. Guess what? Longs from here. Okay? If we can't make it over that, I'm probably going to want to go short and see what we do. Come through and see if we can go and test the lows here. Like I said, that 198.50 area, and see if we can test that. Okay, if you break it, you're going to 197. I've said this in scenarios for probably 2 weeks now, and it hasn't happened, but you have to put it there. Okay, so that's all I'm really looking at here. Okay, want to see what it does if we push up here. Now, as far as the bull case, okay, they got a lot of work to do. So the only thing that I can see, not the only thing, two things, just like the ES. Okay, let's say we push up here, we find weakness, we come through this most trader price of the overnight. All right, right there. And you got little single prints here. We can test this demand zone, this balance lows. Okay, and what if we do one of these? Whoop, higher low, and the market is not that weak. We're going to go back into chop suey here. Okay, that's one. All right, that's one. Now, what if we come up here, smoke this ultimate balance, and start to hold and hold and hold? Well, you got 202.50 in the way, right? But then you got that weak high at 202.63, 202.63, 202.63. Let's just call it. I want to see what we do. If we do this and hold that level, you finally can maybe go and test 204. Now remember, we're in ultimate balance, so any move from there is going to be big, and any move up here is going to be big. I just don't know if we have it in us. Remember, we have CPI on Thursday. I'm not going to be around for that, but maybe the market's waiting for that. I don't know. To make a big move. We're going to make a big move. I mean, you're not going to stay in this chop for a month for election. Okay? All right. That's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the analysis. Maybe a little long with it today, but I hope you enjoyed that analysis. Okay? If you did, please give me a big thumbs up or a like. Right? Now, do this every day at 8:10 a.m. Hopefully you can come join me. Subscribe, set an alert. I'm edging towards 200 subscribers. I would really appreciate it if you're new to subscribe and set an alert. Okay? You can always follow me on X at Gonzo719. Now remember, I do trading videos that are educational, and I have other winning trades, but I feel like the ones that I put out there are the ones that are really clear and give you why and the reasons why I took them. Okay? You can see them on my YouTube Shorts and Gonzo719 Trader on TikTok. Okay, I wish everybody a great day. Hopefully, we get some nice movement. We should, with a 22 VIX and the volumes being pretty high. It's just we're in chop suey right now, so I'm going to have to wait, be patient. I already know I'm going to have to be patient. Okay, it's not always easy. All right, so everybody have a great day. I'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Stay green, and no trade is a trade, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.